Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And today is going to be a day for updates. We have a couple of updates to stories we've been following. Got to give a hat tip to Grim Inc. on Twitter for making me aware of this, that there's been an update on the Bayonetta 3 debacle. Now, if you guys remember, a couple of days ago, we did a video talking about the original voice actress of Bayonetta, Hellena Taylor, lamenting that they only offered her $4,000 to record lines for Bayonetta 3, that it was very, very low, and that she was insulted. And, you know, these videos racked up millions and millions of views. Now, we've heard both sides of it. We've heard that that is very, very low, that it's way below industry standard, and we've also heard that there's a lot more to the story than what we're being led to believe. Jason Schreier from Bloomberg actually dug into it a little bit more, and he's got the studio side of things. And of course, you know, there are two sides to every story.
There's three sides to every story. There's both sides and then the truth.
Right. And the truth probably lies somewhere in between in this situation, but they are claiming that she would have gotten more money than what she was letting on, and she also way overinflated the sales numbers for Bayonetta. Now, Bayonetta is not a huge seller. It has sold, I believe, millions of dollars in sales, but she was saying it was close to like $500 million. I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely not a Pokemon, right? I mean, it's just, it isn't. It's a very niche kind of a thing, and it has been, 10 years or so, I think, since the last game. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 277,000. Thank you for the support. We do talk about gaming industry news sometimes. We talk about voice actors and kind of the drama behind this, and unions often come into it. No, we're not anti-union. Before you go on with that, in fact, we've actually gone to bat for people who weren't union. They were voice actors, they weren't union, and they got screwed compared to their co-workers, like in the case of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So we're trying to be fair to Hellena Taylor, but there is more to the story, according to Jason Schreier. So, okay, tense pay dispute overshadows Nintendo's upcoming Bayonetta 3. It's a pay dispute between the creator of the critically acclaimed video game series and its star voice actor reignited a long simmering debate over wages in the industry. So we're going to skip to this there. They said basically she posted a series of videos.
Right, which we talked about in another video.
Previous video, go watch that. On Saturday on Twitter, accusing Nintendo and the game's developer, PlatinumGames, of only offering her a total of $4,000 to reprise her role. Now, we said in that video that we've actually hired professional voice actors before for different things. We have. And that seemed very, very low for the amount of work that she was doing, and given the profile and the anticipation that people had for this game. But it does appear that there's more to it, at least according to the publisher. She said she rejected the lowball offer and asked fans to refrain from buying the game. If you're someone who cares about people, who cares about the world around you, who cares about who gets hurt with these financial decisions, boycott the game. Now that, personally,
you even said,
I think that's a bridge too far. I think you can say...
You said that in other video, too.
Yeah. I think you can be disappointed. I think you can call them out. But, you are affecting a lot of other people. Not, when I'm saying, like, that worked hard on this game, whose jobs may depend on this game doing well to get a gig working on another game, and you're basically telling people to, shove it. And I didn't really agree with that. The videos went viral, racking up more than 9.5 million views on Twitter. Taylor's story touched a nerve among gamers. Voice actors are beloved by fans, but fail to command anywhere close to what a Hollywood actor makes. That is true. Game actors have long complained of being underpaid and underappreciated. That is also true. Same with a lot of, I think anime dub actors have a higher profile.
I think so too.
Some have said they receive little information about their roles until they show up in the recording booth. The industry operates in such a clandestine way that actors sometimes won't even know what game they're recording lines for until it's released. Yeah, and they probably do this though because they don't want you to leak the information. In fact, the one actor that we hired, we couldn't tell them what they were reading for, what it was for, where it was going, who was going to see it. They did guess correctly. That person was very, very smart and has been around the block a few times. But yeah, so I think a lot of it's like NDA stuff. And, they're just like, hey, just show up, read your lines, whatever. The tensions crested during a contract negotiation in 2016 when the union representing many voice actors, again, of course it involves a union, the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, SAG-AFTRA, orchestrated a strike that lasted a year. One of the sticking points was residuals, meaning compensation for actors when sales of a game outperforms expectations. Voice actors gave up that fight in exchange for receiving bonuses based on the number of sessions they work. So this is a little bit different. I know with animated series, they do get residuals. A lot of times, showrunners, the reason that they voice so many characters on their own shows is because per union rules, that's the only way they get residuals. Mm-hmm. They get paid a salary for being the producer, the showrunner, whatever. But if they want to make money 10, 20 years from now, they got to have a part on the show.
Right.
So in the case of Bayonetta 3, the developer appeared to be determined to rehire Taylor, according to two people familiar with the negotiations, as well as documentation reviewed by Bloomberg.
Okay, so Bloomberg's saying that they can verify this.
They can verify that they wanted her back. Here's where their accounts differ. PlatinumGames sought to hire Taylor for at least 5 sessions, paying $3,000 to $4,000 for 4 hours in the studio. So we're talking per session, not
right. So for a few hours in the studio, you get $3,000 to $4,000 each time.
So we're talking like $1,000 an hour.
So we're talking like $15,000 to $20,000.
That's what they're saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Said the people who asked not to be identified because they aren't authorized to discuss private contract negotiations. That would make the total for the game at least $15,000. Yeah. Okay, that sounds a little more in line. I was thinking even a game of this caliber, and it's not a AAA title by any stretch. It is very much a niche thing, but it is, beloved by fans. I was thinking $20,000, $25,000, $30,000. Mm-hmm. When I heard 4 for the whole thing, I'm like, hell no, that's ridiculous. Okay, in response, they said, Taylor asked for a 6-figure sum as well as residuals on the game. Platinum declined and, following lengthy negotiations, took auditions for a new actor. Platinum later offered Taylor a cameo in the game for the fee of 1 session, which would be the $4,000, which she turned down.
So when she said they want to offer me to pay me $4,000, were they referring to the cameo?
That's what I'm wondering. So if this is true, we're not getting the whole story. Basically, that is how she worded it. It was the final offer. Well, the final offer is, okay, we can't give you what you want, but you come in for a couple hours, we'll give you $4,000.
Of course, Taylor says that's not what happened.
Of course. In an email, Taylor described this account as an absolute lie. And we're never going to know. I mean, look, guys, we're just going by what's being...
Unless all the documentation is posted, you're not going to know.
Nobody's going to tell us shit, because we always run at the mouth. But she said the account was an absolute lie and said Platinum was trying to save their ass and the game. She said she stood by everything she said in the video. I would like to put this whole bloody franchise behind me, quite frankly, and get on with my life in the theater.
But then why did you bring it up? If you wanted to put it behind you and go on with your life in the theater, why didn't you just put it behind you? Why did you go out there and make comments and stuff? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I do believe that in a lot of cases, some voice actors are massively underpaid.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying.
No, I know. And calling for a boycott even, I was kind of like,
I'm like, you really go out there and you do something that's going to get a lot of attention, and then when you get attention, you're like, I just want to put it all behind me. Well, then why bring it up at all? Or if you really, really, really felt like this is what happened, why do you want to put it all behind you? You'd be like, that's right. Let's talk about this in the open. And now it's like, I don't know. I just want to put it all behind me.
Yeah. So here we've got some more people coming out. Well, of course, we have Hideki Kamiya, the director, who said it was sad and deplorable on Twitter, but we have other people coming out.
Okay.
Say non-union, right? Several of Taylor's peers spoke out after the videos. Brian Deschart, who acted in Cyberpunk 2077 and Red Dead Redemption 2, said he was offered $4,000 to work on a non-union project for a big budget game.
Okay.
And Cyberpunk 2077 was a much bigger deal than Bayonetta 3.
So it's not unheard of.
So this is not unheard of. Sean Chiplock, who voiced 3 characters in Breath of the Wild, which is one of the best-selling games ever, was paid $3,000.
But what were the characters, though? Were they big characters, like side characters? You know what I'm saying? Side characters.
So the Bayonetta series is beloved by fans and critics, but has never been a big commercial success. The Nintendo Switch version of Bayonetta 2, released in 2018, okay, so it was 2018, has just sold over 1 million copies, far fewer than many of Nintendo's other offerings. For Bayonetta 3, the acting costs were higher than other projects because the studio relied on union performers.
They did get more money.
Yeah, said 3 people familiar with the game's production, which meant a minimum of $900 for a 4-hour voice session plus bonuses. So prominent actors or franchise stars like Taylor usually make more. Jennifer Hale's taking over for her. Jennifer Hale probably is getting paid more, right? So yeah, I mean, we don't know what's actually going on here. This is going to spark another debate over, fair pay in games and animation. I mean, I know the union thing is sticky, and we've covered this before because, again, we were talking about Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and only one of the actors on the show, the gentleman who played Frylock, wasn't union, and he was the only one who didn't get residuals on it. And also, I know sometimes companies will actually get rid of union actors just to save money because they have to. Rooster Teeth, when they did the Transformers show for Netflix, they didn't use the usual actors. They didn't have Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. They hired sound-alikes because they didn't want to deal with the union and have to pay, because the budget just went up astronomically. So I mean, I don't know what to believe. I really don't know what to believe.
I don't either. I'm just saying there's 2 sides here. We wanted to be fair and present them both, and then you can decide what you want to believe and what you want to think. But we aren't going to tell you what to think. That's up to you. We just wanted to make sure that you had both sides of the story.
How toxic of you.
I know,
Clownfish.
right?
Clownfish, clown shoes, clown car.
Like you're talking about both sides of your mouth. No, we're just presenting both sides of the story.
Yeah, so that's the update, guys. We're going to wrap this one up. Buy Bayonetta, don't buy Bayonetta. I don't know. It's up to you.
It's up to you.
It's up to you. Right, we'll talk later.
Bye.